Hello, and welcome back to the Central Cast. So I did quite a bit of stuff off camera. You can hear a zombie outside. I did quite a bit of stuff off camera, actually. I used up quite a bit of iron. I busted up a lot of pickaxes, but I did a lot of off-camera mining. You can see all this stone I've collected. I got some iron, and then I got plenty of coal. Unfortunately, I didn't really get much more iron, so I ended up using like way more than I received. But that's fine. There's a lot more coal that I just kind of walked by in the tunnels, so I'll eventually get that. I'll get it as needed. As of right now, it's not really necessary, but I will definitely be going back for that. Not only for fuel for the furnace or any technology that I use, I'll also want it because, like, when I start building airships and stuff, like, the first one probably won't have one, but I want to eventually start using steam engines, which will allow the airship to move faster, and it'll allow more, like, it'll allow it to maneuver a lot better, like mobility and stuff. So you can like turn faster, you can go up and down a lot faster and stuff. So it's a handy thing to have. I remember like I've messed around with this mod a lot and stuff, and I remember one time I had one with like I think 8, and then there was one I built in creative mode just to test out. This was recent, like this one I'm about to tell you about. Like the one with like 8, that one was one I built in survival. It took me some time, but I ended up getting enough for having that. But when I was testing out the mod and stuff, like just recently, it was just before I started the series, like just before. I was testing out the airship mod, and what had happened was I built like a big ship, which is one I'm planning on doing in this series, and it basically if you know the 2009 Star Trek movie, you'll know the Kelvin. I built a design similar to that, and I filled like the warp nacelles. I filled them with not Sterling engines. That's Buildcraft. Steam engines, and it flew really quickly. And I'd like to kind of do a similar design to that, if not in this series, then maybe in a future series, because I am planning on coming back to this mod pack again, like after this series is ended. Like I'm planning on doing another series, and in that series I probably won't like really use the stuff I have here as much, or well, I'll use this stuff, but I won't like be doing like, I'll have like a different goal. Like I'm thinking about adding like galactic craft and try to get to the moon, like you know how this is to the skies. I think that'll probably be called like to the moon. It'll just be a continuation of Central Co. So I've got to start constructing the base. Oh, I got an iron sword too. I decided to build one, it was a pretty good idea on my part, considering when mining I actually ran into quite a lot of skeletons. You can see an arrow there. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the other arrows or the bone. I don't know what happened to it. Did I not pick it up? I guess not. But I sorted out the food situation. You can see plenty of beef. I got some chicken. I only killed 2 chickens. But we're gonna continue building. We're gonna like we're gonna dig. Like, we're going to dig this bit because the sand is just in the way. These walls are going to come out. It won't be, or it probably will be just as tall, but it'll be because it's got 2 floors, like the office area. I think, the downstairs design will probably be a sort of, like, lounge, maybe? Like the downstairs main room. Will probably be like, there might be a couple offices, but it'll probably be more of a lounge, like in like like reception area and stuff. That's probably what I'll do with that, and then I'll probably need 2 shovels. I'll just make 2, because if I don't use them now, I'll use them later. So it's always handy to have some shovels and stuff. Alright, let's dig this out. I'm not entirely sure how far out I'm going with this. I'll probably flatten it out like here. Yeah, that's what I'll do, and then I'll just have it flatten out into a corner there, like all merge and everything. And then that's where the main entrance will be. There'll be, okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. Alright, just pick these up. Alright, so basically what I've got planned is this whole area here will be like an office area. Well, this floor it'll be like reception area here, and then like lounge on opposite sides of it. Like it'll be like a big lounge, and then it'll have the reception area in the center of it. And then over here, like maybe like here, I'll have like a staircase and stuff. You know, there'll be the warehouse door here. The staircase will lead up to the main offices, which will be on the 2nd floor. That's the idea I've got. What I'm going to be doing with this. So just don't need these. I'll need the torches. I'll have a couple windows in this. The warehouse won't have any windows. I'm going to keep it how it is. The warehouse is 100% complete. Put these shovels up here because I won't need them until I'm putting in the floor. Now, oh yeah, I forgot I used up all my pickaxes. Like that one that you saw that I had, like in that episode. That ended up breaking when I was mining. I think I ended up crafting like how many? Like 2 more, I think. And both of those broke and stuff when the second one, or well, I guess it was the third one, but the second one I crafted, so it was the 3rd pickaxe. When it broke, that's why I ended. That's why I didn't have a complete stack. Whoops, I just accidentally kicked my desk. All right. Okay. Do this. Yeah, I think this will be a decent size. I can always extend it later if necessary. I can always remodel this later. Just, oh, I should install the furniture mod, Mr. Crayfish. Furniture mod, or maybe the prop mod. I should do that. Alright, this is looking like a decent size. Hopefully I was like descriptive enough. Like hopefully you can understand what I'm basically gonna be doing. Like my whole design plan. I wish I would have ended up doing something similar in the lab series. Like because back when I was doing that series and stuff, I always was like really unhappy with the design and stuff. Like I wanted it to be larger, but there wasn't really any way for me to extend it. Whoops. I keep doing that. Okay. Okay. We gotta keep doing this. We gotta extend this outward. Gotta extend it outward quite a bit. Put that there. Put that there. I'm just going to make the first floor right now. Like, I'm just gonna do the first floor. Oh, and by the way, I'm not sure. You probably noticed I was like right over there when I started. But there's a bed over there too. Also. I'm going to focus on the first floor, finish the first floor, and then I'll move to the second floor. I think what I'm going to... I think what I should do is I've got plenty of ladders in here, don't I? Yes, I've got just the right amount. This is just like a temporary thing. Like, this isn't gonna... I'm gonna remove this as soon as I'm finished constructing the office area. It's just gonna be my easy way up. Okay, put that there. That's just like a maintenance kind of thing. Alright. So, let's continue construction of this place. Alright. I might even be able to finish the office. I might be able to. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at the time, never mind. It'll probably be the next episode when I finish it, but I'll have most of it constructed this episode, probably. At the very least, it'll be this bottom floor. Which, when I get the bottom floor in, that'll be the 3/4 mark, or the 2/3 mark. Should I have this be 4 tall? Yeah, I think I'll extend this up. I'll extend this up 1, and then that'll be the ceiling level. So I guess the office area will be like 1 taller, but that's fine. Factory, I don't know, like there or there. Hang on, let's look at the map. Oh, I guess the factory would probably have to go in this area here, if in this biome. Whoops. Oh, damn it. I did this again. This thing, I'm gonna have to close it off. I'll be back. We're back. Ugh. I don't even know how that happens. It happens all the time. It's what I have to deal with on a daily basis, pretty much. Is Windows glitching out. Alright. We're gonna put these blocks down. Like so. Alright. Because I just loaded this up, there's gonna be lag. Like, probably a lot of it. Because it's now reloading the thing. That's so irritating. Okay. Am I gonna have enough blocks? I'm not sure. See, lag. What I usually do is when I get on, I usually log in, or I don't really log in, it's automatically logged in. But anyway, when I get on the world, basically what I do, sensitivity, what I usually do is, I usually, like, as soon as I get on, what I do is I hit this, so that, you know, the game's paused, but it's still loading. Like, what's happening when it's like that is it's still actually loading. It's just like you know, like mobs aren't like heading towards me or anything like that. The game is essentially paused. It's just still loading. It's not like pausing all processes going on. I usually let it sit like that for about a minute or two. And that's why, like, if I'm not like moving around constantly and stuff, usually, like, if I'm not moving around constantly, it's usually loading pretty well, and it's usually processing pretty well without lag, or without much lag, I should say. But I didn't have time to do that. I need to finish this recording. I am so sick of Windows. Windows irritates me a lot. But unfortunately, there's not... Okay, what are you doing? Unfortunately, there's not really any better I can get as of this moment. Put that there. This here. And come on, just load. If you can't already tell, I get really frustrated when Windows does something that causes what I'm working on to not load very quickly. In this case, it was like what Windows did, like, basically was it wasn't able to process like you saw it wasn't responding and stuff, because for some reason it doesn't have a clue what to do when that happens. And I didn't even do that. I don't even know why it... Come on. I don't even know why it did what it just did. Or what it did, like, with the window. Or the tab. I get irritated with it a lot. Like, I get irritated with my computer on a daily basis. Just like I get irritated with my internet service on a daily basis. Which I usually have a lot of... Lately I've been having a lot of trouble. Like, with my internet. So it's basically a repeat. It's basically just history is basically repeating itself for me. My history, that is. Basically, what had happened was, the internet provider I have now, I'm not gonna say their name, or actually, did I already? I don't know. I don't pay attention to myself. But anyway, basically, I had them several years ago, and then I moved from that house to a small town, and I switched internet providers, And I lived in that small town for over 10 years. Like a couple months more than 10 years. And then I moved to my current location, which is West Des Moines. I moved here. What I did was I moved here, and basically the place I lived, they had a contract with my internet provider, and so it was basically like if you had internet, you were kind of required to have them. And so I ended up, getting them because I obviously I needed to get the internet service. Because in today's day and age, pretty much you need pretty much internet. Like, because you do a lot of stuff online, like paying bills, you can do that online and stuff. And it's handy, it's really convenient and stuff to do it all online. But anyway, basically what happened was this same thing happened back where I used to live, like before I moved to this small town. I had this internet provider, and basically it worked well until it worked back then. It worked well until I reached the 1 year mark. Like until it reached the point where I'd had them, or at the time it was it was my family that had them. I was a youngster then. But it reached the 1 year mark, and then we started having a lot of problems with them. Like the internet was constantly dropping, and they were it was just basically terrible service. Well, the same thing happens now. The same thing's happening again. I've already reached the 10-year mark since I moved here from the small town. When we reached the 1 year mark that I had the internet, which was a couple weeks after we moved here, we reached the 1 year mark of having the internet service, and the same thing happened again. We've been having terrible internet service. And they're coming Tuesday. So that's why my upload times are constantly changing now lately, because I don't even know what time it was uploaded. The upload was finished yesterday. I don't have a clue, because I was having so much trouble with it yesterday. Okay, so I've got that done. That's it for today's story. A little history. I'll look into my life, my normal life, my everyday life. So there we go. I hope you had enjoyed that little story there. Whoops, not the wood planks. Alright, it's looking good in here. I don't really have time to add the windows in. This torch, all of these lined up and centered in the next episode. I'll do that. But anyway, that is all for this time. I hope you enjoyed. If it did, be sure to leave a like, comment, tell me any suggestions you have. Also, be sure to share and subscribe for daily uploads. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.